live right here on the Street Hype Entertainment Show. We got a special show today, family. What we had today, we got my cousin straight from the Chocolate City. You know what I'm saying? Right here in Washington, D.C. We doing an exclusive interview with my man Bam. You know what I'm saying? He been down for about 25 years. We want to give y'all some insight, some knowledge, I guess, you know what I'm saying, about the streets from a man who been there, done that. For the younger heads that's out there, maybe watching this right now. This one is for you. You know what I mean? How you doing today, family?
I'm all right, brother.
That's what it is.
Good to be home, man.
That's what it is. It's been like, I've been seeing you like 30 years now, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, man, you know, I remember the days, man, we used to come down to Virginia, man, and run the fields of the farm that your mom and Aunt Virgin and them had. You know what I'm saying? We used to chase the cows and stuff, man, and run around and have fun, man, you know? But them was our younger days, man.
Indeed, you know what I'm saying? Then we're going to tell the youth about your younger days a little bit, man. Maybe we can share some knowledge for those that's out here. You know what I'm saying? Is you maybe used to run that lifestyle, you know?
Okay,
and,
yeah, man. Well, let me turn the mic over to me then, man. Turn the mic over.
Let everybody know kind of, you know, your story, you know what I'm saying? I know you did 25, but how you get yourself in such a position, family?
Okay,
so
well,
you got to do them type of numbers, fam.
Okay, man. You know, one thing for sure, man. You know, in our family, you know, we was always with a upbringing, you know, to be respectful and to be honest, and you know, and to be who you was created to be. Right. And our family was strong. We had a strong family, but you know, like God gave us the will to choose, and we make our choices by our decisions. Right. And these decisions lead to the roads that you gonna go down. Right. And I choose the streets. You know what I'm saying? Even though I had the upbringing to be a better person, you know what I'm saying? Never was disrespectful to nobody, you know what I'm saying? Sister woman's or nothing. Right. You know what I'm saying? And
you ain't call them bees and hoes and all that like you do nowadays.
No,
gotcha,
that's a disrespect and a disgrace to my mama. You know what I'm saying? Because we all came from a woman. Right. We was in the womb for 9 months. You know what I'm saying? So I came in, you know, at a young age, man. You know, we was living in Washington, D.C., man, uptown. We called it Uptown, KDY, Kennedy Street, Northwest. You know, and there was the lifestyle. Right. This early in the 80s, you know.
Yeah, I kind of speak on the 80s, you know what I'm saying, like the Reaganomic thing, I call it, you know what I'm saying, yeah. Right, 80s, that's when they crack cocaine, you know what I'm saying, kind of hit the street. So you saying you kind of got involved in that, or what's good with that?
Yeah, man, you know, because you seen the fast life, man, you know what I'm saying, the fast lane, you know, and you see how, you know, dudes is driving around in Porsches and Benzes and, you know, 300Zs, Nissans and Maximas and trucks and all that stuff, man, and you see this. So, you know what I'm saying, what the eye sees is always hungry for it. So, right. Not using better judgment, you know what I'm saying, at the younger age, because right. We all is basically in the preparation stage of growing and developing into who we are today. Right. You know, so we like I said, make the choices. Right. And that choice was, you know, in the streets, the street life, you know what I'm saying? And the street life brought, you know, a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? And you had to stand up in the street, you know what I'm saying? And be who you are and not what you seem to be. Right. So, when I say that, I say that for a simple fact that, man, you got ones who want to be somebody that they truly not.
Come from across the track somewhere and try to go into certain neighborhoods and do that.
And you know, they always, you know, is the one who be found missing, you know, right, so right. You know what I understand, you know what I'm saying, right?
We with you.
Yeah, so, but, you know, that's not here to say, but we here today to talk about the growth and development of me, you know what I'm saying? Like my cousin said, man, my name is Bam. That's what my granddaddy named me, because I was a bad boy. Oh, and wow. You know what I'm saying? And I was tearing up the house, you know what I'm saying? And when I was a baby, so.
Okay, born with a certain warrior spirit, we'll call it. That's it.
That toughness, man. You know what I'm saying? And but I had diplomacy with that toughness. You know,
Mm.
I used it when it needs to be used.
Mm.
So.
You didn't walk around with just a straight chip on your shoulder.
Nah, that's called a bully.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't on that type of time bullying, but it was basically more using for self-defense.
Gotcha.
You know, so when I crossed the tracks and got into the street life, you know what I'm saying? There was the drug game, like my cousin said, man. You know, the crack epidemic came about.
Right.
And I'm saying, I was seeing dudes, you know, from my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, older cats, you know what I'm saying, making major moves.
When you say older, what do you mean, like 20s and 30s?
Yeah, they was
know
older than me, you know what I'm saying, at the time, you know what I'm saying.
It's like some of them out there.
I was around that time, I was like 16, 17 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, and it was me and my little partner, you know what I'm saying, Doodoo, you know what I'm saying? Me and him, you know, was the first ones, you know what I'm saying, in our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
To touch the streets. You know what I'm saying? Had the taste of the streets. You know what I'm saying? We the one to really open up KDY.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? The rest of the cats from my neighborhood, they basically was still stuck in, you know what I'm saying?
Break dancing and stuff like that, right?
Nah, not really break dancing, but they basically going to school, which wasn't a bad thing. They was going playing basketball, you know what I'm saying? And then they start seeing us making, you know, moves and transitions in our life at a younger age and seeing us producing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when I say producing was, you know what I'm saying, having these materialistic things, you know, clothes and, you know, driving around in a car, you know what I'm saying, a nice little car, man, that we thought we was all that, you know what I'm saying? And
causing that appetite that you're talking about from the other eyes or younger eyes.
Yeah,
I see that.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, so I got to give high respect to my little partner Doodoo. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, without you know the trials and tribulations that we have went through, you know what I'm saying, as a young cats, you know what I'm saying, in the city, you know what I'm saying, they called the Dodge City, Chocolate City. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Back then.
That was in the 80s, they used to call it Dodge City.
You know, so there's a man, you know, when, you know, we was getting a little money, you know what I'm saying, as always, you know, being in the streets, there was a particular code that they talk about, you know what I'm saying, but which is it doesn't stand no more, you know what I'm saying,
right.
And it's all for oneself now. But back then, you know, you Jive had a different approach about it, and me and
certain
him,
honor,
certain honor. That's why I say about my partner Doodoo, which I give high honor to, because the simple fact, me and him, you know what I'm saying, we raised up together. We ran the streets together. We went to school together. You know what I'm saying. We managed to get out of school and, you know what I'm saying, do the things that we was doing back in the 80s. And what led to me, you know what I'm saying, I went into incarceration at a young age, you know what I'm saying, started messing with some of the drugs that I was selling, you know what I'm saying, smoking it and all that stuff, which was a short period of time in my life. And by the grace of God, he allowed me to see a lot of these things, which I turned my feet back away from, using them particular drugs, which was PCP. You know what I'm saying? So I went into the a juvenile rehab, and came out a better person in my eyes at that particular time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I stopped using them particular drugs, you know what I'm saying, and started getting back into the streets.
Getting your money and all that
I
stuff.
get on back in the street. Don't get me wrong. While I was doing what I was doing with them drugs, I wasn't a do-bad person. You know, I wasn't looking bad or nothing. It was just I happened to catch a case at a young age, and my lawyer seen that I had a problem with smoking marijuana and PCP. So he was like, okay, the better way to do this, to get you some help, instead of you going into a juvenile detention center. So we went on, and he worked his knowledge and his skills as a lawyer to present the judge and send me to a drug program.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing time. So I went into that, you know what I'm saying? And we had a year with that.
Right.
Came home, you know what I'm saying? And I went back to the neighborhood.
Right.
And I'm gonna get back to this part right here. Because, down the line, I come to realize that this was my downfall. But I'm gonna get back to that because it's gonna be a recall in this interview, because when I finish my testimony, you will hear that I will mention this again. Right. So I'm gonna leave from this, but I'm gonna come back about going back to the same neighborhood.
Right.
So I come back out, and I got right back into the game.
Right.
Clean system and everything. And we did good, you know what I'm saying? And something transpired. I got locked back up. You know what I'm saying? I go down to our so-called toughest institution for the DC prison, which is Lawton. And I went down to Youth Center 1. And I did close to 2 years off a 5-year youth act. And while I was down there, you know what I'm saying, I learned a few lessons. And this is another thing that we need to pay attention to if these youngsters get caught up into the system. These youngsters need to go in there and learn better things, and then learning how to beat the system or be a better person in the streets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't gonna work. The best thing for you to do is go in there, find means to correct your wrongdoings and wrong decisions, and be a better person. Right. Because there's things in there that you can teach yourself if they don't have programs to elevate your potential.
Right.
To be who you want to be, instead of being in the streets or living the life of the streets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, fast money, beautiful women, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The clubbing, you know what I'm saying? The partying, you know what I'm saying?
Drugs,
alcohol and drugs and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's all out there. You know what I'm saying? And you can be a better person, and you can still get that same amount of money and the same atmosphere if you're not out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? If you go the right way, and when I say the right way is, you know what I'm saying, getting a job, elevate yourself in that job, or create a job, a business, or go to school and get an education to be a manager, supervisor, or owner of your own business.
Right. So
there are other avenues that youngsters can take. And in my eyes, in my experience, on these 47 years on this side of the river,
right.
You know what I'm saying? I have experienced a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's a great deal that helped me to be who I am today.
Right.
In all situations, you must be spiritually, mentally, and physically strong.
Right.
We was created to be a man, first and foremost. And a man is the Lord of planes of things around him. So we have to understand this. But at the same time, we got to go through this phase.
Trials and tribulations.
We got to go through them trials and tribulations.
That's it.
We got to go through them.
Right.
That's reality, period. We got to go through them.
Right.
It ain't no way around it.
Right.
Because, like I say, there are only two things that God created, and that's truth and falsehood. Right from wrong, left to right, up and down. So you can use that definition on all levels.
Right.
You see, and to move on into my experiences, I come home from youth center. You know what I'm saying?
She did the 2 years,
Yeah.
right?
Buffed up, man, worked out good. Like prison preserved me, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't going there and do the things that you could continue to do, you know what I'm saying? And burn myself out or get stressful or, you know what I'm saying, lose my mind like a lot of our brothers that's in the system, you know what I'm saying? Because they chasing a particular high or a particular feeling, or they're even afraid, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't have faith, then you won't have no stability.
Right.
So you have to have this. You have to have faith. And then everything else will be fruition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Experiences.
Right.
So moving forward with me and the things that I experienced, you know, I come home from youth center. This in 1991.
91, okay.
You know, and I come home, you know, in the phases of the halfway house and stuff like that, and you know, got a little job, you know, to get me by, you know what I'm saying? Because that's all it is. We getting a job back then, and in our mind that it's just to go through the process.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we plant in our head. This seed. Yeah, I'm just trying to get by out the halfway house. And we all do this. I did. You know what I'm saying? Because my whole plight was to get back out there in them streets because I liked the fast money.
Right.
I liked see the fine women. I liked the atmosphere of the nightlife. Clubs. You know what I'm saying? The lights. You know what I'm saying? Even though our city wasn't lit up like it is now, but it was just that particular, that view that you see.
Right, I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just, man, you know, amazing how the transition, you can look back and memorize or even see the things that you went through.
Right.
And for me, I could just say, man, I'm a blessed person.
Right.
Because the situation at hand could have been worse than what it was. I come home 1991, I'm doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? Got right back to the street life. You know what I'm saying? I said it in the beginning. I went back to the same neighborhood.
Right. That's what I noticed too.
You know what I'm saying? I went right back to the same neighborhood.
You know, with the same friends and
KDY.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? My so-called neighborhood friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And which I would been away from at this particular time 2 years.
Things could change.
And within that 2 years, a lot of people changed. So I'm picking up on these things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm noticing a lot of change. So I keep it to myself, but I don't reveal it.
Right.
Because it ain't good to reveal your hand in all situations.
Right.
So transaction situation took place, you know, and I got caught up into that. I don't have nothing to do with it. But the spirit of me, the spirit of what I am, I want to extend my hand because these brothers these comrades from my neighborhood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, a beef took place. You know, and I don't want to go into real details about that because that's in the past.
Indeed. You say that you have neighborhood beef like
Yeah.
you're doing now, you know what I'm saying? This side of
Exactly. That's
Gotcha,
exactly
okay.
about some drugs and some money.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's all about some drugs and the money or disrespect.
Sometimes about the women and all
And the
that
women.
crazy. Right,
Exactly. Or a brother just tripping off drugs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Doing stupid stuff.
Right.
That's causing a reflection or a reaction against everybody.
Everybody in different crews and all that neighborhood. I see that.
So I say, you know, I went back to the same neighborhood, and with me, I extend my hand to aid and assist the comrade of KDY.
Right.
You know, and I got caught up in this. Doesn't have nothing to do with me.
Right.
Cause I'm a person, I don't look for beefs. I don't get into beefs. Because that's one thing that I learned in the street life. You don't want to do that.
Right.
You don't want to burn bridges. You don't want to have bad blood.
That's true, yeah.
You'll survive better. You'll live longer. And you'll get more respect.
Right.
You don't have to get that type of respect. Whereas though you have to go out there and
still fear and all that stuff.
Yeah. Or use weapons of mass destruction of another person's life.
Right.
You ain't got to do that if you living in that life. But me, you know what I'm saying, my age I started getting older. Right. You know what I'm saying? 1991, I was 21 years old.
Right.
You know? Now I started off when I was about 15, 16 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like 6 years in, right?
You know what I'm saying? You know,
street,
and during that period of time, I have been taken off the streets.
Right.
For a year here, then another 2 years right behind each other. So I really had different spurts of times away from the streets.
Gotcha.
All right. So now I come home, like I said, 1991 from Lawton Youth Center 1, which they called it Junior Big Wall. You got to be tough. Like I said, you got to be spiritually, mentally, and physically strong. Got caught up in 1991. I ain't had but a little bit of time out.
Oh, wow.
I'm coming from Youth Center.
How long you been? Like a year or something?
It wasn't even a year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Wasn't even a year.
Right.
You know, get caught up. And it cost me 25 years of my life. That the beef doesn't have nothing to do with me.
Wow.
Nothing. You know, it doesn't have nothing to do with me.
I kind of heard something. I even mentioned what I heard.
Talk with it.
I heard that, you know, when I was younger, you know, when I first heard you got locked up and everything, I heard y'all went through and sprayed up a block or something, and you know what I'm saying? 'Cause you got cats doing them ride-bys and stuff.
Yeah.
Even more so than probably back then. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't basically a spray or a drive-by or nothing like that. It was a situation that took place. Time, like I said, we don't want to go down. We don't want to endeavor into that type of conversation because what we are trying to demonstrate is we trying to send out a positive.
Right. Yeah, I'm just saying as far as, because you got a lot of cats out there.
Yeah, they still doing it. They still doing it.
And thinking that way.
Yeah, they still doing it. But that's why I say I want to dress it up and let them know that that ain't a cool thing. It ain't a positive decision to make. I'm just giving you an experience of what I went through. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that this experience will help the youth that's being developed today in this era time, this generation. Because the generation that we are in is somewhat, I want to say, lost.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because why I say they lost is because they got a misconception of who they are. And we'll get into that. But I want to go back, you know what I'm saying? I want to go back and just, finish off what I was talking about, the situation that I went into
Right.
and got caught up for 25 years of my life.
Indeed. Before we get an understanding
You know
how
what
you
I'm
end up in that
saying?
position. Gotcha.
And I want the viewers to know that this is my experience.
Right.
This is not a story or interview to portray the image that this is cool and this is the right road to do,
Right.
or the right decision to do. It's totally not.
Right.
I just want to let them know that I'm sharing with them my experience.
Right. The
So-
testimony, they said.
So, some fires took place. We started popping them pistols.
Right.
And innocent bystander got hit.
I
So-
heard it was a baby or something.
No,
Is that
it
true?
was a little child
Oh,
that got
was it?
grazed,
Gotcha.
but the little child mother got hit.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Which that was not called for.
Gotcha.
And I want them to know that this was an innocent bystander,
Right. And then
which did have nothing to do with what we was dealing with.
Right.
But that was happening in our city. Innocent people are getting hit because as we are young people chasing this life and living the streets, we making wrong decisions when we are in conflict with other human beings and other young kids in different neighborhoods.
Right. All you can see is that anger, that madness.
Yeah,
that you want to get your revenge.
but see, this thing that gets us this, how I think that this get us to this place is that we watch these different movies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Music.
Scarface. We listen to music. You know what I'm saying? We watch these gangster movies. You know what I'm saying? We want to be like them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said in the earlier part of the interview, you know what I'm saying, I spoke about ones who want to be somebody else.
Right.
We look at these movies, Elliot Ness and the Gambino family, John Gotti. We look at these jokers, man, like these is our images that we supposed to portray.
Shot I think another movie, Shot
Yeah, and in actuality, we need to be who we are.
True kings and
Yeah,
queens.
most definitely, because we rich in potential.
That's it.
And I say to the youth today,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, that we need to reach out to the youth, because I think that, man, this early time with, like I said, I don't have nothing against nobody, the genetic makeup or their preference or anything, but we're living, what I see, we are living in the era of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Oh, it's serious.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you on it.
And like I said, I did 25 years in the federal prison system, which is called the BOP. In my eyes, is the Bureau of Psychology. Because you're around 1,000 mindsets. You know what I'm saying? And that goes with the staff members and inmates. So you gotta deal with them on a daily basis. You're in a closed confinement. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have too far to go without being involved with one of these mindsets. So again, you must be spiritually, mentally, and physically strong.
You don't have too much private time, so to speak.
Well, only private time you have is when they lock you in them doors, in them rooms.
Gotcha.
During a particular time, hours, lockdown time, count time, or even lock-in time when you're locked in for the night. This is your time, your sanctuary, or your area of time that you go within yourself. Meditate, or whatever you want to do. Read a book, whatever. But, they say that this is what we supposed to know.
Right.
We supposed to understand the rehabilitation,
Right.
but it ain't. No
So you're not really rehabilitating anybody in that junk like it's supposed to be designed.
You got to self-teach yourself.
So I mean, is there any like some of the elders cats that been in there for years? I mean, they don't have nothing like groups and stuff. They try to teach the young cats that come in, or how's that set up in there?
Well, I'm going to say you had some great men, some great convicts. You know what I'm saying? Which that concept has been thrown out the window too.
Mm.
So I want to rephrase from using that word. I'm going to say comrades.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when I first come into the federal system in 1993, you know what I'm saying? I ran across some brilliant spirits. I want to say that again. I came across some brilliant, fabulous spirits. And these gentlemen was men of honor. You know, even though they was locked up, man, they still carried themselves with dignity and respect. And you can learn, if you are willing to listen and learn, you'll get something from it. And that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? And these brothers are still locked up. And they got in over 30 years. Over 30 years. You still got brothers in them Jones, in them federal prison system, been in over 30 years. I've been in 25.
Right.
These brothers been in at least 10, 15 years before I even came in the system. So you got brothers that's in the junk over 30 years, 40 years. You know, and it's a shame. They paid their time. They paid their debt to society. But, you know, you got a system that's money hungry.
Right.
And now you got these young brothers coming in, and they getting caught up into the prison lifestyle.
What's going on with that, family? For those of us that's not out here, man.
Because whatever they was doing, they must have been indulging into these activities out in the community before they came in. Homosexuality, drugs. You can get drugs in the system.
Wow. You can get drugs inside, man.
You
in there for drugs, and you can get drugs in there.
Yeah, you can get drugs. You can basically get anything that you can get in the society. You just got to know somebody that knows somebody.
Wow.
And you got to be a person of standard.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be a character that one see that man can stand up on his own and take responsibility of his decisions.
Right.
You feel me?
I see that.
Okay, so we ain't gonna you know linger into that, but
right.
it's also grounds and avenues that you have to take while you in them Jones too. You gonna have that same mindset of respect, honor, dignity. You gonna have that. You gonna get that if you carry yourself in that manner.
Right.
And the concept that they give society that people get vantage take. The only ones that get vantage take are the ones that allow themselves to get vantage take.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's a person that has a weak spirit.
Right.
They have now given or succumbed to their lower nature.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And their lower nature, their lower self, has taken control of themselves.
Right.
So, you need to actually, you know, give yourself the benefit of the doubt and grow from what you go through.
Right.
And that's what I did. I took the steps. Yeah, I made some bad decisions. You know what I'm saying? While I was in doing the 25 years, I made, and you know what I'm saying? Because you know, it got to the point where as though you know, I seen the opportunity, and I'm a person that always do for myself. I'm an independent person. You know what I'm saying? I don't really ask for nothing from nobody because I feel as though that's you know, looking for a handout. And that's what you have today with the youth. They're always looking for a handout.
Yeah.
They're always looking for some kind of support. You know what I'm saying? Because they being misled.
Well, a lot of them have no fathers and stuff. I
That's
mean,
what
they
I'm saying.
got the mothers and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. They
them.
being misled.
Right.
They being misled, and when I say they being misled, because they not getting that guidance. They only one parent home family, and they mostly raised by their mom, and their mom is going through so much madness and drama in their own life. They don't actually have time to raise no kids. Now you got, don't get me wrong, you got some out there that, you know what I'm saying, that might be an eye-opener, a wake-up call for them, that they done created a child, and that might change their life for the betterment. Then you got some that, man, out there in the free world, that, man, having a child turn their life to the worst. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't deal with the consequences. You know, and then whatever lifestyle that they're living in also plays a big part. And they must understand that too.
So I mean, like, so she went in the early 80s and 90s and stuff, and so all the way up to 2000s.
Yeah.
And like you said, you know, since that time, you know, like when we was coming up in the 80s and 90s, you know, you had your parents there a little bit more and stuff like that. You know, more community involvement and stuff.
Yes, sir.
In the children. But then I guess around the 2000s and late 90s, I guess, you know, y'all getting these youngins coming in, man, even young, because they started getting 15, 16, how old they are now in the feds.
Man, it depends on the charge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Depending on the charge. They charging juveniles as adults.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they charge them as adults. Depends on the charge. If it's a murder charge or anything of violence and they kids, I have seen them charge them at the age of 15, 16 years old.
And then they would do the older cat.
No, they'll probably be in the they will probably start off in the juvenile system.
Gotcha. Okay.
And as they get of age, which I think is 18 or 21 or whatever, they move them straight into the federal system.
Oh, okay. So I thought they, you know, if it depends on the crime, like you said, that even if they like 12, 13 years old, that they go with the bigger boy.
I haven't. Go on my tour of the system. I never seen no one under 15 or 15, 16 years old locked up. Then I seen them 21 years old on up, 20 years old and on up.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So, so
and they come
misconceptions on that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I seen, and I look at them and I see how they come in the door. They got their pants hanging down. What you got your pants hanging down? You telegraphing your tape.
So what's up with that? I mean, but that like
it's a hip thing. They got that from the rap game. You know what I'm saying? You listen to Weezy and whoever else out there. They, man, you know, got the rap game caught up.
Well, so I heard it came from the prison system because when they took away the belts and stuff, I heard they took away the belts and stuff like that.
That's a misconception too, because one thing about the prison system, man, they do not allow you to walk around with your pants hanging down. They make sure you got a belt when you come in. When you come into a facility, you go to R&D, which is receiving and discharge. This is where you get registered in. When you get registered in, they give you a folder. And in this folder is a form and all that stuff that you fill out that is being transferred to laundry. So the next day, after you get processed in and everything, and you go through A&O and all that stuff. In that same process, you go to laundry, and laundry gives you underclothes, t-shirts, boxer shorts, khaki pants, khaki shirts. You get a belt, 2 belts, and you know what I'm saying. We find around you as you continue your sentence, or you continue being on that compound, you'll develop more things. You know what I'm saying, for your clothing. But their whole thing is that you must have your shirt tucked in. You must have a belt in your pants. Now you have some youngsters running around there, you know what I'm saying?
Still won't put it in.
Still don't want it. They still bucking the system.
Right.
But they are being confronted with the situation. You know, administration will pull you up and say, hold up, man, you need to go back into your unit and get your belt on. Matter of fact, you need to put your shirt in your pants before you leave out that unit. Oh yeah, that type of stuff they own. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
So it's always been that way. I mean, because you say you've been in, you know.
Yeah, man. Man, I'm saying, you know, from the time that I've been in,
right,
and the comrades that I've been around, right, you know what I'm saying? They never wore their pants hanging down past their butt.
Yeah, I mean, that was the word that's out, man.
No,
it came from the prison system.
No,
some people was hanging each other and all
no,
this
sir.
other stuff. They going around actually teaching people that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a misconception. Wow. In my eyes, that's a misconception.
Wow.
Because no, that came from
you went to.
Yeah,
right.
They had them youngsters was doing it, but that concept where it's saying that it came from the prison system, no, that stuff came from the rap, R&B, rap. You know what I'm saying? Right. The music videos.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's where they got that from. You know, ones out there making $1 million off singing, rapping, and all that stuff, right, and they got this fashion about themselves, and they wearing their pants hanging down. Right. You know what I'm saying? Coming up on stage. That's where they got that from.
Because I can't see the brothers from the hood originally. You know what I'm saying? That's where our pants hanging down because we couldn't run, we couldn't do anything. Some real heat go down. You know what I'm saying?
But they still doing it though.
They don't. Yeah,
they don't. This generation doing it because they say it's style. I'm saying, you know, I see it every day. Right. I even see women doing it.
Yeah,
that's supposed to be in the lifestyle of the gay community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which they call them, you know, they dons. You know what I'm saying? And some of them, I seen young girls with their pants hanging down, mohawks and stuff like that. And now I'm baffled about what I see today since I've been home. You know what I'm saying? And it's strange that you have our young people, our young kids out here doing this. And they got their pants hanging down below their butt line.
Right.
In the system, they always portrayed that you'll get raped and all this stuff, but you come into the prison system and you start wearing your pants down,
and you cracking your butt.
Yeah, and now you got these jokers that's been in the system that's predators.
Right.
You don't know what's going on in their mind when they see this.
Right.
You don't know what they're going on in their mind. I don't know what that's going on in their mind.
Right.
All I can do is just insinuate.
Right.
Or assume what goes on in another person's mind.
Right.
Because we're all human.
Right.
We're all human. But these youngsters are making the wrong decision.
Right, I see that.
You know what I'm saying? And it needs to be corrected.
So
it needs to be corrected because it's a bad look on the black community.
Indeed.
Period.
Indeed.
You have these people in the corporate world. You have these people in the government. You know, they look at this.
Right.
They look at this, and they see this.
Right.
You even got you got people on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Other human family.
So tell me, now, I heard also, man, inside, I guess it was around late 90s and 2000s, they started taking the weights out of some of the prisons and keeping y'all from doing rec.
Yeah, stuff
like that.
Yes, sir.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That happened in 1995.
Okay.
After the first epidemic of the crack law, they
Criminal Bill Act from Clinton.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They what they did was they turned it down. They turned it down. They turned that first bill down. You know what I'm saying? Which today is, they cleaned it up. But back then, it happened in 1995. I was in USP Lewisburg Penitentiary in Pennsylvania. Another tough school of the prison life. And what happened was when some of the men at another facility heard on the news, they was one gentleman was listening to the NPR news on his radio down in, I think it was in Talladega, Alabama, I think it was. And he sounded the trumpet. And they just started riding.
Oh, they ride in his prison.
They ride at that particular prison, and then they spread it. But
the word got out.
The word got out because they telegraphing it on the TV.
Gotcha. Okay.
So because you got a lot of dudes that's in the system around that time in for crack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they got life sentence.
Right.
And they looking for they looking for it to be changed. Right. And they fight at this particular time. They fight in court trying to get back.
There's 3 strikes law and all that crazy.
No, they didn't have nothing to do with the 3 strikes. That's particularly talking about the crack law.
Oh, the crack law, okay.
Because they was misusing the guideline. You have majority of African American brothers that's being punished for the same product that white folks get, which is powder cocaine. They got caught with the same amount, but you give an African American brother 100 years, and you give this white dude 10 years.
Right.
It don't add up.
Right. I remember Farrakhan and all that was talking about that.
Yeah, it don't add up. You don't match. It's the same drug, the same weight, but you wanna be more lenient to this particular race of people, and be hard on this particular race of people.
Right.
Which we was a minority at the time.
So why they took the weights and stuff off? What they had to do with
when they took the weights, the reason why they took the weights because during the course of this uprising about the crack law, some of the institutions they had uprising, they had riots. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they was on the weight pile and using the weights as weapons. So they took it out. And then they were saying that they couldn't control us because we was too bulky, we was too strong.
Right.
So they faded that out.
They was breaking handcuffs and everything, huh?
Yeah, they faded that out, and they faded the Pell Grants out.
Pell Grants?
The Pell Grants was an individual would get a college degree.
Oh wow, you can't do that no more then?
No, because the young lady, Miss Zimmerson, the Zimmerson bill.
The Zimmerson bill.
Yeah, the Zimmerson bill created that. And the weights was involved with that. You know what I'm saying? And
you want you to exercise your mind or your body?
Nah, because they were saying the people in society was having families was having a hard time getting a grant for their child to go to college. But you have prisoners that's doing prison time getting a free education, a free college education.
It's part of rehabilitation.
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. But you got these funds is supposed to be already allotted for this anyway. It's supposed to be already allotted from the government.
Right.
But ones fail to realize that this particular money is being used for other things.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, that's what happened with that. It came down through the Zimmerman bill, and they took the weights, they took the protein and supplements out of the commissary. They took the Pell Grants for you getting a college education. They took the pornography magazines, porn magazines.
Oh, okay, you could get them with them.
Off the mailing list. You couldn't receive them no more. You know what I'm saying? Because now they want saying that you have individuals that's in there being disrespectful to male staff, female staffs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they saying that it's not good for a prison setting. Okay. It's still whatever's gonna take place, it's gonna take place.
Right.
You know, so that's what that happened.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
then what about them charging you to be in jail and prison nowadays? I mean, when did that craziness start?
that man, you know that's just you know that's just a highway robbery that they doing about charging for going to medical staff. They charging $2.50 to see medical, which it was always free. You know what I'm saying? Now they charging you for your phone calls. You know what I'm saying? For 15 minutes, long distance calls. They call it 345 or maybe 365. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got internet access to use the email address and all that stuff, and you know your MP3 player. You know they charging you commissary. You know it's expensive. It ain't nothing free.
Straight big business.
Yeah, it's straight, and they call itself not saying they don't tax you, but they got on your commissary slip that prices may change at weight.
Oh.
So that's all they doing is basically taxing you for real.
Right, right.
So if they add 2-3 cents on a product, you still taxing.
Yeah.
Because all you doing is adding you adding the tax in.
Wow.
So and then you get the commissary, you know, it's all stuff that's gonna kill a person. They ain't got
nothing
nothing
to make you healthy.
They ain't got nothing on there, and they try to get around and start selling health stuff. But what dry fruit, that ain't healthy.
Especially got a lot of sugar on it.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't healthy, to be honest with you. Mixed nuts, okay, I say that's a healthy product. You know, your what else? Tuna fish, mackerels, and all that stuff. You know, a lot of sodium in it. You know, turkey lard, all that stuff got a lot of sodium. That's not healthy.
Right.
So, you know, I don't, you know, if you're not eating, you know, correctly, you know what I'm saying, you also can hurt yourself like that.
Right, mentally and everything.
Yeah,
Right. Not only physically, but mentally and
most
spiritually.
definitely.
Yeah,
So,
all that be thrown out.
It's up to an individual to protect themselves.
Right.
So, you know, I did my time, you know, my 25 years, and over that period of time, I learned a great deal of life experience, education, things that I would need going forward, you know, trades, you know what I'm saying, that I picked up, hobbies that I done picked up, culinary, you know, being in the culinary world, you know, something that my family is built around, cooking, you know, they always, wherever family member you go to, they always got some food on the stove.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They always cooking something. So, you know, something that I picked up while I was in, and I took it in stride with it. You know, now that's one of my job titles that I look for is being a cook. You know what I'm saying? One day owning a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? And you can do it. All you got to do is just put your mind to it.
That's it.
All you got to do is allow your mind to touch what you want. And when you allow your mind to touch it, now you need to cultivate it. Plant the seed and cultivate it. And when I say plant the seed and cultivate it, it means you need to keep educating yourself. Cultivate that seed that you just planted in your head. Or the seeds that you thrown out. Because what you throw out, you must also reap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You must also cultivate it.
I'm with you on that.
You know, and
so last 5, what we got, about 10 more minutes or so.
okay.
What can you know what I'm saying, tell everybody right quick, you know what I'm saying, especially the youngins out there, even though you're 25 and stuff, you know, like you say, you can't give up hope, you still got to, you know what I'm saying, have your dreams and thoughts. What can you tell people out there that's in the world as far as the dudes not? You know what I'm saying? Personally, all the people I don't see in 30 years, there's 3 things that I seen them go back for, and it's you, like you said, go back to the same friends, or maybe a girl to get them trapped up in the type of relationship they in. And third, they may start off, like I said, with certain drug. Well, most of them can't start off with drugs, but they might start off with drinking and then go into smoking this and smoking that before too long. And next thing they back on the streets. So those things I've seen as far as that. What can you say now that you're out and
okay, now we know I'm gonna make this plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? Because the time is the essence. You know, and man was created through time. So I'm gonna just say this, and I said it in the beginning, and I said it a few times before. I said going back to the same neighborhood. For me, and it may help others. Coming out of the situation that you was just in, or coming out of the system, going back to that same neighborhood, I say that is a bad move to do. Because when you go back to the same neighborhood, looking for them same friends or associates, what my mama used to tell me, them same associates or friends has grown and has a different outlook on life than you do. You have been away from these individuals for whatever period of time, and you coming back into their life and around them, and you going back to the neighborhood that you grew up in, which they may be doing the same thing that you was doing when you left the streets. So I say to the youngsters, make better decisions going back to your community, which if they are still doing the same thing that you was doing when you left, then you're putting yourself in a position to fall down back into the trenches of the streets. And that's going to be a problem for you going forward. You will be watched. Coming from the system, you will be watched by the system, by the authority. You think you're not being watched, but you are being watched. What I have seen now, you have cameras everywhere. On every corner, on every stop sign, stop lights. And these cameras is not just for traffic. These cameras are for everything. They pick up everything. Speed, individuals, activities. Be aware of these cameras. They are out there for a particular reason. You need to associate yourself with people who are on a different level, a bigger level. Learn something from these people that's already up here on this level that you trying to get. And these people are on a positive note. Surround yourself with people that's on a positive note. Surround yourself with people that is doing the right thing. Surround yourself with a family of networking. Surround yourself with people that's in your best interest. You can't win going back to your same neighborhood. I did that 3 times. And every time I did that, I failed. Each and every time I did that, I failed. The last time took 25 years out of my life around my family. Enjoying the family outings, family reunions, seeing the younger ones in my family grow up. Now that I'm trying to bond back with my family. I just lost my mom on March the 1st. Just had her funeral service yesterday, March the 18th. A great part of me say to the youngsters, you need to go back and honor your mother, your father, your grandparents. You must give them the respect that they need because they was there for you at all costs. They made sacrifices, efforts to make sure that you are safe, a roof over your head. Now, to end this, youngsters, females, and males, you may need to take a good look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, who are you? The song by Michael Jackson, The Man in the Mirror, that's you. You need to dig deep within yourself and pull out all the potentials that you can be. Because God created us to be rich in potential. All you got to do is allow yourself the opportunity to be who you want to be. Don't be nobody else. Don't look at the TV and try to portray the people that's on TV. They just acting. You got a purpose in life. And you got to find your purpose. And the only way you find your purpose is dig deep within yourself and find yourself. I say peace.
Peace out right here on the Street Hype, man. I really appreciate this, cuz we're going to have to do this again. We're going to have to get some other projects. Y'all might
Volume 2 coming.
That's it. We hope we be doing some stuff in the community. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You looking to do that with the youth and stuff?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. You know, I'm in the process. I'm in the process, man, and teaming up with a couple comrades with youth basketball. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a personal trainer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And look out for my clothing line. You know what I'm saying?
Going for LAM, right?
Yeah, LAM.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have t-shirts coming out.
That's it.
So be ever mindful, man. It's coming.
So coming soon. We out of here, fam. Right here on the Street High Entertainment Show. Like I said, y'all can get in touch with them. We'll give y'all information on the screen.
Yes, sir. Peace.